All right. Guys, Nick, Rebecca, everyone, I'm super over it. I am every year, right? What's the message we hear? New year, new you. That's like the new year
Right.
thing now. That's just like how it always is. Let me make sure I don't have my volume up on my phone. There we go. And I get it. Like at first, when this first started popping up a few years ago, like I kind of got it. It seemed relatively innocent. Sometimes we're ready to like be someone else for a day. Like I feel that for sure. But do we really need this message to be blasted at us with, increasing intensity and regularity now at all? Like we don't need that. And everything that comes with it, the challenges and the gym specials. I'm so I'm
Yeah.
ready for this trend to die in the dumpster fire that has been the last 2 years. I don't know well, I do know how you guys feel about it, but I'm fired up about it.
Yeah, I can tell. You're a little bit scary about it. I was concerned you're gonna like really get ripping here.
I keep
But
it
anyway,
clean.
welcome again to Taco Tuesday, where we're discussing all of those things. But today, especially, and we touched on it a little bit last week, but today, especially, we're talking about basically how to be successful with your New Year's resolutions. And successful in every sense of your being, for that matter. So I'm Nick.
I'm Rebecca, and our goal with these live talks is to give you some good high value info, but also to give you some action items. So make sure you stick to the very end, because if you don't hear what those action items are, you can't actually do those things or make the changes. So stick around to the end. Good stuff coming.
Yes, good stuff coming today, especially. I'm Brandon. If you're with us live on Facebook, let us know. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us that you're here. If you are not with us, then also let us know. Well, or come to the Facebook group and let us know is what I mean by that. You can't give us a thumbs up or a comment if you're not here with us in our group. So come join us. Drop the Fat, Not the Tacos is our Facebook group, and you can come hang out and ask questions and get insights and support other people. It's a great place to be. And you can also watch as we live stream these talks and participate a little bit. So please come and join us.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, in addition to those action steps, we're actually kind of giving some stuff away at the end of today's talk. So you got to stick around for that too. Keywords. Anyway, we're getting a couple people are already messaging. They're saying here, we are actually live right now. We're a little bit, we've decided to push our live back just a little bit, just to see what would happen. So, hey, welcome. Glad you're here with us.
Totally. Okay. So the message behind the message, that's kind of what I want to talk about. What are we actually hearing with this new year, new you thing? Like, I'm sure some of you are probably listening or watching and thinking that this new year, new you message is fairly harmless and innocuous. And if that's how you feel about it, that's great. The thing is, we, Nick and Rebecca and myself, we work with people who feel this message year round, right? Due to, targeted marketing and our culture and social media and whatever. But they hear this message year round, all the time. They're not good enough, right? You need a new you. A lot of people feel like this all the time. And we're all working on stuff, and it can feel overwhelming. And then here comes the annual message from skinny young hot people, right? You're not good enough, and now is the time to fix that, right? Fix you, fix all of you.
I know.
Like all of you all at once, right?
Such a poisonous, that's the underlying message, right? It's such a poisonous thing too.
Yeah, I hate it.
Because people don't take it that way. They get it stuck in their head.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's so like under the radar, right? It just sinks in and we don't really think about it. New year, new you. It sounds catchy, whatever. But underneath that is like this, yeah, fix all of your shit now. No progression or anything.
Right now.
Right now, right, right. You got like 15 days to do it, right? And usually not only is their message shitty and awful, but and predatory. Sorry, I know I'm going, but their solution is awful too.
Yeah.
Torturous exercise and torturous diet, right? No building up. Hate Brussels sprouts and fish? Well, learn to love it. Haven't stood up out of a chair without making dad noises in a while. Well, here's 30 days of burpees.
Right? It goes straight from it goes nothing to 60 miles an hour, like a split second. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. And it's not just doomed to fail, right? Because no one's going to stick with that. You're not going to get to the end of your, 30 days of nothing but burpees and Brussels sprouts and be like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing that. So that's how life works. No. It's also dangerous, right? People get hurt jumping into these things, and we see that all the time too.
Yeah, that's your physical therapy background, because I feel that too, and I see it as well, but that's like your physical therapy background coming out and being concerned for the general well-being of other people.
Yeah.
And that's good.
I agree. I also feel like the very, very, very worst part of this message is that when you do this and you jump in with both feet and you change your diet, you change your activity, you change your lifestyle, you change your sleeping habits, all those things, you change those routines, those habits all at once, we're setting ourselves up to fail in a way, because nobody can do all of that in a hot second. And it compounds the feeling of not good enough further. Well, look, I couldn't even do that. I'm never going to be able to change. I'm never going to be able to get myself to that point. And it's not necessary to go to those level of extremes physically or emotionally for a new you that has vanished out of your life by February 1st, or maybe even sooner than that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys summed it up really well. It's all of those things. And I know there's like at the end of the month, if you've actually made it through those things, there's some straight up misery that's in your life, like you said, people who tend to do this usually end up burnout, fried. They're burnt to a crisp, and whatever it is that they were in the challenge for. Like, I don't ever want to do squats again. I don't ever want to do push-ups again. I've heard those things before. That's literally things that people have said to me, and I get it. Like, I don't want to do it for 30 days either. It sounds terrible. I'll mix it into my workouts from time to time, but I don't want to do 30 days of it. That sounds awful. And like something that I wanted, and I know I touched on this the other day, but like, whose idea was it to come up with these things where you drop everything all at once? You drop all of your bad habits, bad habits, right? All at the same time. Like, could you imagine? Like, I'm not a smoker, but could you imagine stopping smoking, doing a dry January, so there's no alcohol, you're giving up all sugary drinks, you're hitting the gym every day after work, then you're waking up at 6 a.m. to run, and then you're not eating any carbs, you're not eating any of the food that you like, and now I have to do these damn push-ups and squats and burpees for 30 days like that. Awesome. That sounds just fantastic.
Yay,
and be excited about it. And do it
sounds
forever.
grueling. It sounds absolutely grueling. And like you said, Brandon, the people who do this are like, they're doomed to fail and fall back into those old habits that they decided that were bad. And it's unfortunate, because the new year is such a good opportunity to start with a fresh and clean slate. But too many people take on way too much all at the same time. And that's where, we tend to have a struggle, myself included. If I take on too much, I know you guys are the same. Everybody's the same. You put too much on your plate, you fall off, or stuff gets pushed off the plate, and that's not good.
What are you talking about, Nick? That never happens to anybody.
That's never happened to anyone ever.
None of us have ever done that.
Right. Yeah. Well, and who it comes from, a lot of the time. Right. Let's talk about how much we hate ultra happy fit 20-somethings on Instagram, shall we? Let's do that.
Yes, we shall, because nobody likes them. And it's out of touch, right? That whole message is out of touch. The health and fitness industry should be a place where people can go to get nurtured, to get real answers from real people. And instead, we have this super toxic place where everyone is shaming you into taking our money and proposing absurd goals and habits and, oh, you're lazy if you don't do this, and just work harder, just push yourself harder. And you can turn your entire life around if you just exercise or, do keto, and, you can change everything if you just do this thing and change all of your health habits in just a couple of weeks. We all know what that is.
Yeah. Lisa just chimed in. She said, hate, just the word hate. She hates all that stuff.
I agree with you. Hate. It's an awful message. And it just really, every year I would always tell people I hate New Year's resolutions. They're terrible. They're awful, because any resolution you set for yourself is gone within a few weeks. But if you set a goal for yourself, it's totally different. And we should be focusing on that instead and have a positive mindset.
Yeah, actually, I was just having a conversation with Aiden, and Aiden had mentioned, and it was about this, about how rather than like looking so far into the future about your goal, break it back down or flip it over.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a really good kind of idea for that. Just flip that goal over, take it from looking where you want to be and flip it around. Here's where I am now. How do I get there?
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to what you're talking about, I don't like talking, bad about anybody, but there's another notion out there. It's the what's your excuse, right? Those things that pop up, and I have a shirt that says no excuse on it, but like honestly, putting that out on social media, on the place where people want to go to feel good, and then they scroll by that at the end of the day where they didn't really maybe do their best, or they didn't feel like they've done their best. Seeing that, it's just going to put them down farther. And it pops up every year, and I think it's usually around mid-January. But that is insulting.
Yep.
And it's not just to everybody, right? It's insulting to me, and I am in the health and wellness industry, and it's insulting to me because of how it just digs in, no matter who you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so yes.
Continue.
Go ahead. Okay. I'm gonna fight for space.
Continue.
But yeah, being healthy, it requires work. It takes effort to make things happen. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean that, if you feel lazy, it doesn't necessarily mean you are lazy for not knowing how to fit all of this stuff in your schedule.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that you're lazy because you're not unsure of what to do, right? Or maybe there's some age or genetic thing that's working against you. Those are real thing. And for a lot of people on the other end of that, until they really get to know a person or know their audience, you have no idea what they're going through.
Right.
Or things that they've been through to get to this point at this moment. And that's the scary part of this. It's the scary part of social media, really. There's so much of what goes into creating a healthy life, and you have to take all of those pieces into play before you just start pounding people with insulting messages and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some fit little
to try to motivate them.
right, to motivate them. Sorry, that was well timed because I was totally going to swear again. But yeah, some fit little somebody pops up and is like, I did so and so workout and ate clean for a week, and now I have a 6-pack. Like, how fun? Good for you. That's great. Why are we comparing each other?
Right.
Why are we doing that?
That is such a good point.
And it's just insanely off base. That's the thing. It's just so like, what do you do? Like, where do you get off projecting that message? Because what's the pattern, right? Take on unsustainable habits, achieve temporary results, fall off the wagon because it's fucking impossible. Sorry. And the final lesson is I can work so hard and I'm still not good enough to have the health that I want. Right? These people leave their clients worse off than they found them.
Yep.
Doing harm. I'm so mad.
I can tell, man. You know what though? I love it.
I'm sorry. But like, I see so much of it and it's so harmful. And here's the real insanity. How many times have you guys heard, oh, I did the so-and-so, but I stopped. It worked, but I stopped. It's my fault. All I need to do is go back and do that again.
Yep.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, I've been on keto and it worked so great, but then I was off of it and it didn't help. So I'm going to go back to keto on January 1st. It's not sustainable.
If you're miserable, if you're doing something that's miserable,
yeah,
they'll do
you're
it
gonna
again.
You're gonna stop again. You're eventually gonna stop again.
Oh, I know. It's because they had what they wanted for a second, right? And it's like drugs; they'll just be chasing it again and expecting it to be different next time.
Yep.
It's awful. It's awful. And I also feel like there are two sort of extremes, right? There's always two schools of that people have to choose between in the industry, right? The like, do 1,000 burpees. Why can't you do burpees? Take a bunch of supplements, eat 3 ounces of dehydrated chicken and peas for every meal, right? Or the like, rub a crystal and everything you do is okay. You can just wish yourself fit. Like, I just feel like there are like very few options between Captain Creatine shakes and Crystal McFairy farts. Like, where is the middle ground? Like, no,
there should be no middle ground between shakes and fairy farts. None.
I gotta tell you, your points are on point today. I love it.
I'm fired up.
Brandon's good when he gets on a rant. When he really feels strongly and passionate about something, that's where you get the truth.
Well, now I want to know, what would your superhero name be? If you're watching this, I want to see that in the comments. What would your superhero name be? Because you're not Captain Creatine or Crystal Fairy.
I'm gonna post in Lisa again, put in, life is just too short to be miserable.
Oh God.
Speaking about the things that we were talking about a minute ago. Yeah. And it's totally true.
There's no need to make yourself miserable just for a couple weeks or a couple months of, oh, cool, look how great this looks. If you can't hold on to it and keep it going all year, there's absolutely no point to the letdown. You're miserable.
Right. Yeah. You're miserable. What's that worth? Like, to me, like a couple, I mean, sometimes it's a matter of being realistic about our goals, right? Like, yeah, I could definitely shed a couple of pounds. That means me like never eating tacos. Like, not worth it. I'm good.
No, that is not worth it. Say that. No more tacos? What the heck?
Forget that. I'm 40. It takes work for me to maintain my health and wellness. I'm gonna have a little extra on me, and that's fine. Okay, it's worth it for me to be able to not torture myself over stuff.
I was just gonna say, and you're not torturing yourself. You're happy. And there's no mental strife going on. Oh, I feel guilty because I didn't go do this and I should have went and done this.
Right.
There's a little bit of leeway, and that's I think that's what it really takes to make a transformation.
Right. Well, you know how it is, especially when you're a trainer. Like, the industry is cruel to trainers as well. Right? You got to be 5% body fat, and you gotta look a certain way, and you should be able to do a one-handed push-up or whatever. And it's just, come on. Let's live our lives. Can we focus on what is really, truly good for people? Real health, right?
Joy, happiness.
Yeah, exactly. Being able to move, being able to
fulfillment, having meaning in your life. That's a good thing. Being able to take care of other people, right?
Yeah. So what's our message to you, right? To our people? You're awesome. For one, that's number one. You're awesome. We love you. You don't need a new you.
Right.
Okay. Everyone has something to work on. It's okay. Most of us have many, many things to work on. It's okay. You don't have to do everything at once.
Nope.
Right? You've done awesome things, and most of those things took some time and probably took some help and a series of steps, one at a time. And that's fine. If you focus on your health, doing what's right for your body and you and your life, the things like weight and how you look will change as much as is possible when being healthy. Right?
Yeah, I 100% agree. I also totally agree that everybody is awesome as they are right now. And I totally understand that you're going to kind of want to continue to keep working on yourself to be more and more awesome.
Mhm.
But if you're struggling to see how awesome you are right now,
Mm.
that part of you that is awesome, if you're struggling to see that, then that is where I challenge you to start your New Year's resolution. Because I wholeheartedly believe that you can't just work on one part of you at a time. That's the general January vibe. Go to the gym 8 days a week. It's ridiculous. I believe that we have like 3 significant pieces that make us who we are. The body, which again, that's the focus in January. The mind, which drives any and all action that we may or may not be taking. And the spirit. And that before anybody runs, that's the spirit is who you are, right? That's who you are at your deepest level. And each of those pieces need to be nurtured before any of them can feel any real progress and lasting results, including your body.
100%.
Because when one part of you is suffering, when you got 3 parts, right? If one part is suffering, it's going to drag the other 2 down. It's just plain and simple.
Definitely.
So you could be in the best shape of your life, and I can promise you there are some of those people out there that look amazing, but they are probably not happy with themselves in some way.
Unhappy. Yeah.
So I don't think that resolutions should be like the message that I would be giving. I don't think that the resolution should be, I want to have better fill in the blank. I think it should be more along the lines of, I want to be better, period. Where should I start? What's my first step?
Yeah, it's interesting because I sort of start off thinking like, and it's sort of how we coach people, right? Take one thing at a time and move forward with manageable steps, right? So, and I know you agree with that, Nick. So
Definitely.
Not to contradict what we do, but yes, you have to address all 3 of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that really gets ignored, I think. And I think we take on these huge things. Oh, I resolved to lose 40 pounds this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are a lot of steps.
Yeah. And it's not impossible. Like, to give some encouragement, it's not impossible. That is actually a very doable thing.
Yeah.
But you have to start with the first step. And the first step may not be going to the gym.
Right. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with always striving to be the best version of yourself. I always strive to be the best version of myself. And in fact, that's what helps us grow. It's what helps us improve. It's what helps us become better people. But it is important to remember that if you want permanent change, which is way better than instantly losing 40 pounds and gaining it back 6 months later, that may take a little bit more time to build than the instant, results, because you're developing habits, you're creating routine, but it's worth it. And like you guys just said, it is just one step at a time is all it takes. Don't overwhelm yourself with, you have to do all these things. Like, one step at a time. Like, I want to be a healthier version of myself. I'm changing my diet one step at a time.
Right.
I'm eliminating eggs from my diet over the next 2 months because it's going to be hard and it's going to take time and it's not something easy to do. But if I give myself plenty of time, I can be patient, I can be laid back about it and not beat myself up every time I cheat. That's important.
Yeah, I know. Actually, we should share what we're doing, right? So like,
yes.
Rebecca's trying to become vegan by, what did you say?
March 1st. I'm trying to just eat clean vegan food. No sugar, no eggs, no cheese.
But that's a great timeline to give yourself. You got a little ways before it makes it. Personally, I struggle in the wintertime when it's dark all the time. I have a hard time with my sleep schedule. So right now I am working on one thing, that is getting regular sleep. I just want to wake up at the same time every day. And sometimes it's tough.
Yeah.
Today I left my phone, which is the alarm, left it in the other room, slept in too long. So I screwed up today, but you know what? I'm back on it tomorrow.
Yep. Try again tomorrow.
Yep.
What about you, Brandon? What are you working on?
Well,
what's your advice?
We've got a big one coming up. I can't, all I can think about is what we've got going on next week.
Okay.
It's a big one for you too.
It actually is. It actually is something that I'm going to be doing this year. That'll actually be a sort of a challenge for me as well. And usually it's not. I've been really, really good about sugar in my diet for a really long time. And this is the first holiday season in a while where that has not really been the case. I kind of got a little bit out of control this year. So
who got out of control with sugar this year? Raise your hand.
No. Yeah. So the sugar stop challenge is coming up.
Yay.
I'm super excited about this. I'm going to let you guys talk about it though.
Yeah.
Hey,
next, tell everybody what to expect.
Just before we get into that, sorry, last comment. Preach, Rebecca, preach. Changes take time and baby steps. That's what Rachel said.
Yes, Rachel is right. She's a very smart woman.
Okay, anyway, sorry, Rebecca, what were you going to say?
No, Nick, tell us what people can expect in the Sugar Stop Challenge.
So yeah, we've got 5 days, right? Each day you're going to meet with us personally, and we're going to walk you through the one step that we want you to do to take to get past the cravings. And with that, at the end of 5 days, if you do the work, and there's work involved, it's not hard, but it's work. It's simple and it's clean. But if you do the work at the end of those 5 days, we promise that you'll be cravings free. You will be more energized. You'll be more productive. You will feel better. Just generally, you will have a better mood, a bunch of things. I could go on and on and on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to come right alongside you to help you create that peace and create a solid foundation for the rest of 22. That's really what this is about. It's prioritizing yourself, taking one step at a time, and it's creating that solid foundation for the rest of 2022. Yeah. That's the Sugar Stop. Did I hit the nail?
Yes. And anybody can do it. I've had a lot of people say to me, "Ooh, I can't make a call at 12 o'clock in the middle of the afternoon." You don't have to be there. We're going to put the recording up on Facebook. We're going to email it out to you. Make sure that you get all the information so you can watch it on your time, because you need to work this into your schedule how it works best for you. We're not trying to overwhelm you at the beginning of the year.
Right.
But
and we will always be available. Whether or not you can make it to the recording, we will always be available.
But I also know from personal experience, I'm looking at you two right here, that it is a lot easier to build healthy habits when you build it with a friend or two or more. So
this is the giveaway.
Yeah. So we've got 3 really cool things to tell you about. Number 1, just for listening to this awesome podcast and being like, these guys really know what they're talking about. If you use the word taco, TACO, our favorite thing on the planet, you get 15% off your admission. But if you invite a friend to come with you and help kick sugar to the curb permanently, then you get 50% off your admission. But if you have 2 friends who really need help kicking that sugar habit, they get to come and you get to come for free. They're not free, but you're free. Let me clarify that. So bring 1 friend, you get 50% off. Bring 2 friends, you get to come for free, and you get to help 2 of your friends build a really good, healthy habit where they can launch any kind of health and wellness goal that they have for 2022 from there and really feel like they know how to take steps towards that. So tell everybody.
That is awesome.
Agreed. I'm actually going to try. We'll see something. I'm going to try to post the link to that Eventbrite link in our feed here.
Perfect.
I think I see
if it
it
works. I don't know.
Link.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. If you have questions about that, reach out to us though. Okay. We're available to answer any questions that you have. But if you go to Eventbrite, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, 5 days of workshops. We are this year. So we've in the past, we've done this in our little group. And this year we wanted to really figure out a way to make it more interactive and make these the workshops, the 5 days of workshops, more like almost like coaching calls.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Nick? That's kind of the goal.
Yes, correct. Absolutely.
Is to really be able to ask questions and answer questions and help kind of coach people on their way through this. Because it is, a lot of stuff comes up, but what we've done in the past has been just so successful. I mean, I have asked, oh my God, I just visited my friend Phil up north. He did the Sugar Stop. God, I think it's been a couple of years, and the change is crazy. And we talk to people all the time who have really been successful with that, and it has made a big difference for them. So this is like one of my favorite things to do. So please, if you're able to make it, I highly encourage it.
Yes.
Are we good?
And then we'll be back next week to talk about some more amazing, fun stuff that will help change your life one baby step at a time.
That's right. That's right. All right. I'm super excited. I can't wait to start this. Are we planning on still being live next week in the group? I don't know.
Yeah, let's shoot for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're talking about yet, but it'll be good, whatever it is.
It will be awesome.
It'll probably be about sugar. About sugar, just a little teaser.
Sugar, most likely, probably sugar.
That's true. That's true. Ooh, I want to talk about sugar replacements.
Ooh, okay, there you go.
There we go.
Can I do that? Sucralose.
Let's do it.
Stevia.
All
right.
So stay tuned because next week our talk is going to be pretty sweet.
Oh, look at you.
Oh, wow. All right. On that note, I'm going to click the button.
You're going to hit the button. All right. We love you guys. Keep coming back. Again, if you're not in the Facebook group, Drop the Fat, Not the Tacos, come in, say hi, come hang out with us, ask the questions, lift somebody else up. That's what we're doing in there. That's what it's all about for me. So keep lifting each other up. We love you guys. Thanks for being here with us, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.